spend 4 days on course design, how to use demos, how to use exercises, how to use stories and metaphors, that's a big one, how to use tasks, how to use a whole variety of simple ways of shifting the perception, shifting the way people are listening so that they take in information in a variety of ways, not just one way.
So I'd just like you all to be thinking about how can you use speaking in your coaching business. And as I mentioned before, we can use it to go out and speak and attract business. So it can be a marketing tool, activity, or it can be that you actually want to put a training program together, which may be building on that speech that you put together to go out and share with people about coaching, and then you can build that into a 2 or 3 day workshop.
Right, so, or even a 2-hour workshop. We go into demos for 2-hour workshops.
Right.
Little exercises for 2-hour workshops that have people say, wow.
Yeah. And I love what Marilyn mentioned, and this was another that, and you've probably all had this experience. When you see a speaker, I always remember the stories. I don't really remember the point. Like I remember, there's about 4 stories that you tell. I can see you in the front of the room, and I know the details of the story. And because the stories, and if you guys, anybody relate, like you remember the stories that people share as when they're speaking, and then you sort of make up the point for yourself that impacts you where you are. So I remember with the Train the Trainer, there was a lot around how stories and metaphors can make a difference. So I just want to really encourage you, whatever points you want to share, start thinking, what are the stories? What are the examples? What's my experience around that? Because Marilyn, would this be true to say, because then you're talking to the unconscious mind with the stories, right? And that's where we really touch people internally. Can you say more about that?
Well, as we take in information, Teresia, and you just said it rather nicely, we're taking it in with visions, we're taking it in with feelings, we're taking it in by connecting to the experiences we've had in the past. A strong story links all of those together. And when the story also speaks values, speaks meaningful connection to what's relevant right now for people, then it becomes unforgettable. Now I have about 150 stories I tell at the moment, and I'm actually, I've got a book coming out on advanced metaphors. So that's one of the things I'm working on right now. Yeah. And so we do a lot of that in the trainer's training. Not a lot, but enough to give you the ability to use stories well.
So what I'm hearing, Marilyn, is to be really clear of your outcomes for the presentation, like what you want your audience to get. And then if you can, and maybe I'm adding in my own experience from what I took from the Train the Trainers, but I think you share, you know what your points are, and then if you add these creative stories with a tone, with using a variety of your tone, I think just that you are separating yourselves from all the average trainers out there. That's the feedback I got. Yeah.
Well, look at Teresia, this lady who said, I used to prepare for a month. Notice how relaxed and congruent and completely at home she is. And I really appreciate that you came to that course and got that value.
And I'm doing it again in
Ooh,
September.
Okay, I'm glad you're coming. Wonderful.
All right, Marilyn, is there anything you would like to add to this that you'd want to make sure? Maybe I could ask the question. So for our wonderful audience here today, all the ones who are going to begin their speaking journey after Module 3, they're going to begin working on their speaking career. I guess out of coach position, what advice would you give them?
Well, I think it goes right back to what I started with. Enjoy your audience and enjoy yourself. Have fun. Anything worth doing is worth having fun with all the way through, because life is short and then you die. Have fun with this. Being a trainer is one of the best ways I know to have fun. I had somebody say to me last month, they said, well, you're blah, blah, blah age and blah, blah, blah. Aren't you going to retire ever and let other people do it? Well, they can do it. That's just fine. But me retire? Are you kidding? This is like strawberry ice cream, everyone. Become a trainer and have fun. Become a coach and discover how coaching and training unfold into your higher purpose, into your true love of life, and your ability to succeed at anything.
Wow, and I think what's really clear, and I think what, Marilyn, you're such a great example of, you have your vision, the world game, you're doing what you love, and the other piece, when thinking about speaking, a lot of people came up to me in the beginning of my career, said, Teresa, I don't know if I can build a business. I see that you're building it through speaking, and it's not really something that I like. So we want to align what we're doing with something that we love and that we naturally have fun with. And I'm sure for all of you, because you're attracted to coaching, that there is a trainer and a speaker within you, but find your way that you'll share the message through speaking.
Yay, yeah.
Yeah, great. Well, Marilyn, I think we need to wrap up. I'm sure we could go on, but I want to thank you very much. And what I'm going to do, I will post this, and then if anybody has any more specific questions, we may do this again, or may pull you into answers.
Sure, I'll be glad to, because I know the time is short. We just sort of edged it in here, and I'm delighted to have stopped by. And you're going to be enjoying the rest of the evening with Teresa.
Yeah, I was thinking as Marilyn was talking, I'm going to have to demonstrate with these points. I'm talking next. Oh, no. But,
she does it naturally, you guys. Just
because I took Train the Trainer. Yeah. And so for any of you who are interested in Train the Trainer, it's happening in September in Vancouver, but I know often in Turkey. Marilyn has invited me many times.
Oh, Antalya, Turkey, it's wonderful. But also in Shenzhen, China on the beach, we've got, and we get huge crowds there too. So we're in a lot of special spots to do the trainers training.
Awesome.
Thank you, Teresa.
My pleasure.
Give her
Lots
a big
of fun.
hand, you guys. She's terrific. Woo!